first of all, I found this pendant, which is a really, really nice tree of life with the amethyst chips on it. And naturally, of course, I want to make a necklace out of chips. However, I do conserve on beads a little bit, which I'm known for. So I just picked out a few of them, and I'm just going to make, like a front dangle, and then I picked out some chain from another kit. We didn't get a lot of findings in here other than the toggle clasp and some magnetic clasp, but I'm not going to put magnetic on this necklace. But I did pull some crimp beads, some crimp covers, some jump rings. I pulled these from the kit, and then I've got my chain, and I need to find my wire. Okay, found my wire. Now this piece is not going to be a large piece, but it'll be effective. So I'm going to pull maybe 16, 17 inches of wire. This will just be your typical tiger tail wire. Nothing fancy. And then I'm going to, and you've seen me do this in my other videos, I'm going to go ahead and open up my crimp bead or crimp cover. And I love them with the 2 holes on either end. Then I'm going to put a crimp bead on. And loop it around. It's always good to get a stash together, and have a stash, because you always need your findings and crimp beads and everything else. Okay, so grab my pliers here. I'm going to grab the end of it just a little bit, and then I'm going to pull down. Okay, make sure that's nearby. Alright, so I'm going to tighten that up. So I looped it around. That just helps it to hold. Just a little extra. Okay, and then I'm going to smash it. And let's see if this will work on it. So I'm just crimping it with my crimp pliers. Then I'm going to round out the edge and bring it together, or basically fold it in half. So you got to work with it, but it is working out. I won't complain. Okay, then I'm going to trim my wire. Then I'm going to bring my crimp cover up and just fold it over like so. And then I always take my flat nose pliers or needle nose pliers and then just adjust it, bring the ends together so the circle meets in the center. And at this point, I could just go ahead and put a jump ring in it. Yes, I use my fingernails a lot. I kill them easily. Alright, so where I pulled it side to side, I'm just going to bring it side to side back. Okay, we're good. Okay. Going to start with the flower bead. Oops. Totally missed the hole. Just like so. It works. Simple. And now I'm just going to start stringing on some amethyst beads. And I'm just going to randomly string them on. I don't care about size or anything like that. They're all chips. I'm keeping it natural. However, I'm only going to do, I don't know, about 2 inches, I think would be good for this necklace. Using the accent, the amethyst is more of an accent than I am the main focal, because I want this to be the main focal. And I know that these are pretty bold in color and size, but I really like them. Just going to continue on here. So my basic goal is about 2 inches. Right there. So I'll do what I want on one side, and then, I'll do the other side and just match it up. No need to counter measure. It's just one of those projects where you do it until it looks the way you want it to. I know there's a hole in there. Okay. So I'm just mixing small and large. Okay. I like that size. I'm good with that. So I'm just simply going to string this on this way. And I'm going to continue until one side is even with the other. Nothing difficult. Doesn't have to be. It's one thing, I've been beading for a very long time, but you don't always have to go over fancy, Not trying to show off or anything. I just like to keep it simple but effective. As long as it looks good, that's what I care about. So if you see my point here, where I'm going with it, I'm just going to keep stringing them on. I don't know, I think that bead is a little thin at the top. I don't think I'm going to randomly use that one. I'm scared it would break easy. Alright, some of these holes are kind of hard to find. It's better if you can catch them in the middle. There are so many variations of purple in these stones. Like this one's, like a little pink purple or lavender. And some of them have different variations in colors, like a little bit of white or, really, really dark bands going through. Let's see. It's got a thin hole too. I don't want to do too thin of a hole just because, you don't want it to break out off the necklace. So it's okay to reject a couple if you have to. Okay, let's see if these are anywhere near even. I think I went over a little bit. Okay, so let's see. Just checking to see if they're even. I think that's good. Okay, so I'm going to put the flower bead on. And then, oops, not that one. I gotta do the crimp cover first. And always open them up flat. That way I can, get the crimp bead fairly close and in there without too much space in between the beads. Although you want a little bit of space, just enough to keep it fluid and, hang nicely. Okay, so the beads where I want them, so going back up this way. I'm going to pull it down with this finger and use my pliers and just get it close to the edge here, close as I can without being too tight. Yeah, that feels good. All right, now I'm going to squish. Okay. Okay. Trimming. Okay. I'm just going to close that over. Then work it shut and together with my pliers. And run it through. Okay, so that's perfect. So now I'm going to put these away now. I love my scooper. Okay. So not too tight, not too loose. Hangs perfectly. And I chose this chain just because I like the big links on it. I think that'll be pretty cool. And I'll go with like a bottom link here onto the jump ring and around to the clasp. And that way, I think it'll just kind of blend in without being, too prominent as far as, the jump ring and the connection here. Alright, so let me see how long this necklace is. And of course I don't have a tape measure, so I know this is 17 inches. So I guess I like my necklaces a little bit long, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 17 and 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I'm going to go about 20 inches roughly. I think that would do it. And I wonder if these open. If it opens, that would be good. I wouldn't have to cut it. Yes, it does. Yay. Okay. Close that back. It's good to know. That way I don't have any waste. Okay, so I'm going to put See, I don't have a tiny piece on that one, so I'll just use the big one. Okay, so I'm going to open up my chain and just slide it onto the jump ring and close it side to side, just like so. I just want to make sure it's nice and together so it looks good. Alright, that's perfect. Now I'm going to go to the other side, and I am going to have to remove this small piece of link. Hopefully I didn't just cut everything off in the video. Let's see, that one's going to have to get trimmed out. Okay. I'm going to open this link. Put that on and bring it together. These links are pretty easy to bring together, and they feel pretty smooth. Okay. So now I'm just going to simply attach the clasp. So I'm going to just kind of find my center here. I'm going to trim out the small bead or small chain link here. Okay. And then I'm going to open up my jump ring. I'm just happy everything matches today. Alright, put on this part of my chain, or my toggle clasp. Close it together. Just gonna make sure everything lines up. Okay, happy with that. Then I'm going to do the other side. Making sure I'm in the right spot. Okay. And put that there, toggle clasp here. Perfect. Okay. Nice and long necklace. So these beads just become an accent. The silver becomes more prominent. And then you've got your Tree of Life pendant here. I love this. Okay, so we'll see what we can do next. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. May creativity be your guide.